Good evening and welcome to some Monday night football. We are at Amy Park now. The Melbourne Storm are taking on the Newcastle Knights in a much anticipated grand final rematch. I am Snicko Bro, and I have the pleasure of being joined in the box today by Corey Boyd. Corey, what do you see happening in this game?
Well, it's the grand final rematch. The Melbourne Storm are going to want to put on another show here at Amy Park. But you can never count out the Newcastle Knights from a good show. Here against the Melbourne Storm, I'm expecting a big game. Big benches, good front lines. We're in for a good show.
Yeah, and this is a top four clash, and I think it's going to go a long way to deciding which of these teams ends up in the top four come the end of the season. There's 5 or 6 teams at the moment really sort of pushing to get that double bite of the cherry comes finals time, and these are the kind of matches you need to win because a lot of the top teams can handle a lot of the bottom teams, but it's the top four clashes that really decide. As TBK gets us underway, it's going to go straight down the throat of Dom Ponkston, the captain. He was inspirational in the grand final last year, but unfortunately couldn't get his team over the line. And of course, there is the added anticipation of the Musbet 3, where if I think it's 4 of the grand final try scorers get up, a lot of happy punters, including myself, are going to make a little bit of money. So that's a little side note for the story. As now Josh Butterfield goes out to John Nanai, and he's going to be instrumental in this battle. It's him up against Will Kay, Riley Murray up against the likes of Coda Dia when he comes on the field, and the forward's going to go a long way as Don Ponkston breaks his first tackle of the game. That's something we're going to see all game if history's to be believed. The Knights have quietly put together quite an impressive set to start the game. Very textbook, straight up the guts. They're going to be in position probably a little bit far out for a bomb, but with a good kick chase, no, Coda Diab instead drops the ball.
Beautiful stuff from the Storm there. After last week's shock horror stats-wise, only scoring 16 points, they're going to want to put on the pressure towards the Knights this game, so they've got to get on the roll fast and strong to get those early points on top of the Knights.
Yeah, the Knights was Kane Nielsen goes straight through a hole, Don Ponkston, the Superman dive, and the offload out to James Thorne. The Knights have been really strong in the start of their games this season. And then the second half, as far Philly breaks one tackle. So the Storm are going to know they need a match. And yeah, they did have that shock loss last week. Wasn't impressive. And now Jack Jimmy goes to James Thorne, who's driven backwards in a great tackle there. So now Storm having a chance for an attacking kick. It's TBK lurking on the left-hand side. What does he do? He puts in a bomb. Who's underneath it? It's Miko Rashford, and he beats one, and he's away. Corey Bell wraps him up. Yeah, very well taken, Corey.
I feel like the Knights are going to have to be well in that defensive aspect of taking those kicks a lot better online, and we'll have to see how they do when TBK or either... Who was the other half for the Melbourne Storm?
Blake Harris.
Blake Harris, grubber kick game is tonight, because that's going to be where the Storm are going to need to find their points. With what I've seen from the Knights, they've been great under the high ball, and they haven't met many easy tries in, so the Storm are going to have to find a sneaky way to get through this wonderful defense from the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. And one thing the Knights haven't faced so far this season is Corey Bell. He's been absolutely tearing teams to shred from the back line as Jack Jimmy takes it and breaks the first tackle and goes almost past Don Ponkston. The back three of the Storm, Corey Bell, Jack Jimmy, and Mav Oldfield out here on the left, they've been electric to start this season. As far Philly, the second row of Prybury, who's been admirable in the centres all season, breaks another tackle there. Now he goes to TBK, and he goes short ball line out to Mason Remy. He was put on his backside by Alex Christie just a few moments ago, so good to see that he's still going for it. Blake Harris thought about the 40-20, it looked like, but then thought better of it. You don't want to go all in on one of those so early in the game. As now TBK goes to Will Kay. He's going to push forward a couple of metres here. And I believe the Knights have never beaten the Storm, so a bit of a hoodoo there, especially down in Amy Park, as TBK takes a big kick, does really well placed, lands up 5 metres out from the line for Dave O'Neffel and Gal to try and do something. Manu Fa'afili, as he's done all season, wraps up the winger there.
Would be interesting, as you said, if the Knights can break this is season 8, right? So an 8-year losing streak against the Melbourne Storms. And to do it at Amy Park would be huge for them and to go really far into their season. And I think they have the men to do it.
Yeah, it's actually not 8 seasons because the Knights, they were an expansion team late and Storm, they were a season 1 team, but yeah, they popped out for a couple of seasons and they came back later. So not as dramatic as you might think in terms of never having beaten them, but still a couple of seasons now, the Knights yet to secure a victory. Most notably, the grand final last season, the biggest matchup between these teams is Jack Jimmy's just absolutely pumped in the tackle there. I think that's Joey Jr. out there doing great work. As now Corey Bell gets it, and finally we see a touch from him. He's straight through the first tackle. Dom Polston wraps him up. You just sense these two are going to go toe to toe all game. They're the big guns of each side, and especially with Don Polston being a captain, he's going to want to lead his team from the front here as Will Kay takes a hit up. And it's that lock position that he's really making his own this season. And now Blake Harris follows up with the charge. So at the moment, no team really cracking. Both teams just going very stereotypical football. Mason Rummy finishes his head off with a hard carry here. And it's going to be up to the Storm to pin the Knights down in their corner and hopefully force some pressure. As Blake Harris kicks, this is dangerous from Blake Harris. Who gets it? It's Don Polston, and he beats one, but eventually wrapped up 2 meters out from his own line.
Will Kay to save the day for the Melbourne Storm. Don Ponston had Corey Bell beat for pace with that sidestep all day of the week, and it was Will Kay to grab him from behind. What wonderful
Captain on
defense.
captain action. As now Nanai goes straight through one. So a couple of bump offs early from these Knights forwards, they've came to play. Of course, Alexander Christie, one of those grand final try scorers, he'll be looking to repeat his heroics in this game and get his team on the board early. Looking for a 40-20 here. Instead, Butterfield pinches it out of nowhere, and he's gone the 40-20. I think he's got the angle, but he's got a horrific bounce. But Corey Bell does the Knights a favour here and runs it over the sideline for him.
Wonderful field possession here for the Knights. Now Corey Bell just going too quick and couldn't stop himself. One of his teammates tried to get in front of him to stop him, but that's just too big of a frame to stop him. But what a kick from Butterfield. The angle he put it on, just that sideways so that he didn't step over the 40. That's a wonderful experience from Butterfield there.
Yeah, he's a noted attacking kicker, Butterfield. He's been around for a long time now. He's floating around in a halfback jersey for a while, but he's found the number 6 at Newcastle and really made it his own as Matt Vaughan complements him perfectly. There he is running the ball here. And it's up to them two to put together a good set here, get the Knights on the board early. He goes to Anderson. He's driven backwards in a good tackle there. Melbourne muscling up early here. They play it backwards as Sadler. He goes left out to Alex Christie, and he's driven backwards as well. So at the moment, the defensive team just really getting off the line quickly. The kind of things that happen at Amy Park when you're playing the Storm. And now Coda Diab, I thought for sure he was going to push over, but a great tackle there. Wraps him up. They're going to have a chance for an attacking kick here. Dom Polston's going to be chasing. And Dom Polston... Oh, it's Alex Christie. Alex Christie's over the line.
Brilliant
Christie,
stuff
the
there.
prop forward, scoring back-to-back games against Melbourne. That's one for the Musbet as well. And Knights are off to a flyer.
Wonderful stuff here from the Knights. I'm not sure what the plan was here. It seems Alex Christie got in the way a bit. It seems it was meant to be for Butterfield himself, but Alex Christie got the ball himself, got around Will Kay and just went in for himself, and now the Knights are going to take an early lead.
Yeah, Will Kay unfortunately just watched that ball bounce between his legs, and Alex Christie had the more determination to be able to crash over there. Really good from Alex Christie. He was a bit of a try-scoring freak in his first rookie season. He came on and just scored tries for fun. Put that away a little bit last season, but this season he's slowly edging back towards that form as Matt Vaughan slots that over to go out to a 6-0 lead. The Melbourne Storm crowd are a bit stunned here. That big 40-20 from Butterfield straight into points. That's what the good teams do. When they get their opportunities, they take them. And it's going to be up to Melbourne here to knuckle down and stop Knights from really getting on a roll here.
Indeed, it's how you take those first points of how you come back from it. The Melbourne Storm, and they need an excellent defensive set to come back from points if they want to keep this in a tight game, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it will be a tight game. That's a huge ball out to Nanai, and the OG straight through a big hole. Really good from Nanai, and I'm not sure who passed that, but they had a lot of vision there. Cut out about 6 players to find Nanai in a hole.
That was
not the start. Was a Vaughan, yeah, great pass. Now Coda Diab gets it, and he gets the offload back to Nanai again. He goes to Dustin Richards in a little bit of space. The vice-captain getting his first touch of the game. He's been really good this season. He's been really good since he started the SRL, but this season he's really finding his rookie form again where he was dominant. Now, Ponkston gets the offload again, so they've got a bit of momentum here in the Knights, and they don't want to spoil it. They're really trying to push the pass while they have the chance. He goes out to Anderson, a little off-the-ball pass from Vaughan's hip, and with a good kick here, a good run here. The Knights will be in position for a kick, but instead Nielsen takes it. He's absolutely flattened by Nanai in response, but still a set saver there for the Melbourne Storm.
It was bound to happen eventually. The Knights were chancing their arm every chance they got. As soon as they saw a gap, they were passing it across field, and it was finally one of the Melbourne Storm players who had to stand up and put a hand up for the Melbourne Storm, who looked really under pressure there.
Yeah, and they're just working that out of their own end here and doing it pretty comfortably. Ryan Wilmot is going to take the final tackle for the kick, for the set before the kick, sorry. So, just like the Storm, the Knights have a really dangerous back three, and this will be one of their first chances to get underway. Dave O'Noughlin and Gary takes it. Manu Fa'afili makes it 2 from 2, wrapping up there. That's the strength of having a second rower in the centres. They just know how to make their tackles. And now Joey June gets out of half. Oh, and goes straight past Corey Bell, but brought down eventually by a few cover defenders. But nonetheless, they're getting some good field position here. And Dave O'Noughlin and Gary doubles up on it. Brought down eventually by TBK. And alarm bells ringing here for the Storm. This is back-to-back sets, so they just leaked a heap of points. They're going to pump that short side again. It's Butterfield down the sideline. They've spotted a weakness down there, obviously getting their numbers wrong, and they're really hammering down that edge at the moment. But it's given them space to spread it, and that's what they do. Out to Sadler. He takes a little settler in the middle. They're going to have a chance for a bomb here, the Newcastle Knights. What can happen off the boot of Butterfield? I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Dom Ponkston's out of the kick chase now. Oh, now he's back in it. Oh, here we go.
He is. And Corey Bell's
no.
away. Corey Bell's away. Bo Sadler gets him eventually. Corey Bell attacking that bouncing ball, and that's what happens when you hit something with a bit of gusto. Things tend to end up in your favour. Mason Remy doubles up on that. A nice hit up here. And with new prop subs about to come on, maybe Melbourne can use that to work in their favour, because at the moment, Alex Christie, John Nana have been dynamite. And Corey Bell now, there's a bit of dynamite from him. Breaks 2 tackles and gets the offload. If Fa'afili had a little bit more speed, could have seen a foot race there. Instead, Melbourne Storm are just going to keep working this set. They've done well, picked it up on their own goal line and made it within the 30. A big hit up here will see him in position for a kick, and that's exactly what they're going for from Mulcahy. Unable to break the tackle, but pinches a handy 11 metres. So it's going to go now to Blake Harris, and what can he do? He goes high. Dave O'Noughlin and Gowie underneath it. Who is it from the Storm? It's TBK, but it doesn't matter. O'Noughlin and Gowie comes down with the ball.
As you said, the interchanges will come on now. The 2 players for the Storm coming on, Caelan Kelly and Riley Murray, and then for the Knights, once they get the ball back, Ben Dishwater and Rusty Shackelford. I honestly think the Melbourne Storm have a bit better bench here. Caelan Kelly could be his only second year for the Melbourne Storm. Well, actually, no, I think this is his first playing for the Storm. He's played for 3 clubs in the span of 2 years, but honestly, one of the better rookies to come out of the Season 6 mines.
What clubs has he played for? I know he played for the Eels before this. Who was his third club?
His third club was Manly, then he got traded mid-year to the Eels.
And that superstar trade last season, of course, where Tala and Latangi ended up at Eels, and it was very great that he did this. Now James Thorne. Yeah, Dom Ponkston's going to wrap him up. Just didn't have the speed and the legs for the hooker. He's been plugging away hard in the middle of the field, and Dom Ponkston wraps him up eventually. But at the same time, in great field position here. Now it goes out to Corey Bell, out to Jack Jimmy. He beats one. Jack Jimmy for the line. Dom Ponkston gets him, but is he going to push over? He will. Turned on his back, though. So they're going to have to bring this back out 10 metres. Great call from the referee. We don't need any bunker here. They're going to have 2 tackles a Storm to make something happen. First, they go to Fa'afili, and he makes it happen straight away. Anu Fa'afili finds a flat-footed defender on the line, and he goes over for a great try.
That was brilliant stuff from Fa'afili. One-on-one, he found a solo defender through the middle and said, take my chances. Will K was ready for the pass, but go yourself. Love to see the centre score like that.
Yeah, and that's 2 tries for the Muzbet. Manu Fa'afili and now Alex Christie. These boys could maybe be making me some money today.
Who's left on the Muzbet to get it correct?
I know both fullbacks, definitely. Ponkston, Corey Bell, Butterfield guys, Harris as well. So a few options. You got to think one of those fullbacks is going to score. It's been a tight game so far, and that could be the difference, whichever the fullback gets over. But nonetheless, looking very promising at the moment. And thanks everyone who scored so far.
This kind of puts me in a predicament for this game now, Snicko. Of the Melbourne Storm have just punched back to power-hungry Knights at the moment, and it's going to be interesting to see how this second set goes. And here's Caelan Kelly.
Yeah, the Storm, they took a while to settle into their work, of course. Knights have the motivation of the losing grand final. They came out pretty hard, and they got the try early. But yeah, Storm were able to come back here, and I think it's testament to both of these sides that neither side's really got on top. They've been grinding well, and that held in tackle penalty is not going to help. I talk about grinding, and the Knights have just let it slip there for a moment. They're going to put the Storm back in great field position. And when they're playing at home, they're very hard to stop close to the line. It's going to be very interesting to see what Will Kay comes up with in the huddle before this set.
We'll have to see here, as now the Melbourne Storm are going to start here from the 50, leading into the 40.
Yeah, and Kane Nielsen gets it inside ball to Corey Bell. Maybe that's what Will Kay cooked up. Nice little play there. There's someone lying on the ground, only getting back now. I think that's been Dishwasher potentially, as now James Thorne spots little offside marker, but the second one wraps him up. Now Storm, they got a bit of possession. Logan, guys, can he get over for the Muzbet? That would be terrific. They go right. Blake Harris gets it. He goes short ball. Will Kay, is he going to be able to push over the line? Will Kay, no, he's held up eventually. TBK on the left. They go to Blake Harris on the right. And unfortunately, just no depth on that play. The Storm have fumbled a try-scoring opportunity there.
Honestly, it's not the worst decision from the Melbourne Storm here to leave the Knights in their corner. It's going to be hard for the Knights to fight themselves out of this. And I almost caused the commentator's curse to happen there for Shackelford.
Yeah, he's been strong this season, Rusty Shackelford off the bench. He's been around for a little while now. He's starting to come into his own. And yeah, when you're paired with the likes of Coda Diab and you've got to follow up John Neno, you're going to want to stand up and do what's right for your club. And that's what he's done so far this season. Van Dishwasher follows up. The man with the greatest name in the SRL is now Battlefield goes out to Dustin Richards. He's brought down by Nielsen and TBK. Not a whole lot of room out there. They're going to have to punt here, the Storm. And Butterfield decides he doesn't want to do it. Both times I've called the punt, they've gone against the Knights. It's like they can hear me and they want to prove me wrong. But I think that's not the right option there.
I mean, I'd say that was good pressure from TBK there, getting in the face of Dishwater there, as I think he was going to go for the grubber kick for one of the wingers or the center, but just good pressure from the half to get in his face and stop it there.
Yeah, and just like that, the Storm are once again going to be touching Knights territory on the next tackle. And the forward battle at the moment, Corey Bell breaks one. The forward battle at the moment, it's starting to edge in the Storm's favour. Of course, it's hampered by the Knights' inability to finish a set, but this is the second set in a row we see the Storm attacking. Blake Harris throws a little dummy there. No one falls for it. He's going to be out of commission on the last tackle, so I think it could be Will Kay here to take the kick. Always dangerous. No, it's Lachlan McKinnon. He's going to put it inch perfect. Riley Murray underneath it, but Dom Ponkston sails through the air.
At the end there, I thought but Dom Ponkston was out of position and he didn't look like he was ready to take that ball, but the Melbourne Storm players just didn't chase it. Just,
Yeah.
You'd expect more from the grand final winners.
Never doubt Dom Ponkston. That's what I've learned in my time in the SRL. And now, this could be a time where I doubt him. Yeah, the inside play is not the go there. Will Kay's seen that way too many times and picks off the intercept. And again, they're going to be in a chance for attacking opportunity here. No, instead Coda Dab comes up with the ball. That's exactly what you need from the big block. He was outstanding last season all the way through the grand finals, continued it this season. 6 rounds in, he's been dynamite. And when you're in these pressure moments, you need your big players to stand up, and that's what Coda Diab's done just then. Now Shackelford plays it. He goes out to Dustin Richards. Bo Sadler out of half does. He's brought down eventually. They've done very well to mark him up so far. Riley Murray got him around the legs there. Helped out Nielsen, but they're going to double up on this short side again. Minor 5 Philly does a good job. We saw a little weakness down there earlier in the half. So it looks like that could be a bit of a play there. As now June gets out of Sadler. Long ball to Van Dishwasher. He goes straight over one. I think that's James Thorne, ended up on his backside. Not a fortunate position there. They're going to have a chance for a kick. They go to Butterfield. Finally, they get the punt. He's come down to Mav Oldfield. I believe it could be his first touch of the game. It is, and he beats one down the sideline, but Dom Ponkston's there in cover.
Dom Ponkston's defense almost flawless. There's only a few fullbacks in the game that you could say that to, and he's definitely one of the ones that deserves the title.
Yeah, that little 30 tackle stack doing wonders for Dom Ponkston. Now Blake Harris goes out to Corey Bell. He beats 2 with a tackle, almost turns Dom Ponkston inside out. We got the ding. We did not get the dong. Luckily for the Knights, Melbourne Storm unable to get over. They turn it back inside to Will Kay. He takes a set. He's been good this half in defence. Yet to see his attack really take off. potentially when forwards get a little bit more tired, he'll be able to execute. TBK now goes out to Blake Harris. He's driven backwards in a great tackle there. And it's going to mean they're not quite close enough to Grubby here. I think Will Kay's going to put up the bomb. No, it's McKinnon again. He just drops it cold. Maybe Will Kay was the option. Van Dishwasher picks it up, and the Knights defense really resolute at the moment.
They're definitely doing their best to get it. The pressure. I'm losing my words. They're putting pressure on the Melbourne Storm kickers and taking the halves out of the equation to stop those high balls from coming up. They've caused the Senator play, now it's the lock. The Melbourne Storm have got to get their halves in this game. It's where they're going to beat the. Oh, what a shot!
Riley Murray just sits down. I think it was Don Pogson, and Will Kay's picked it up and gone away with it. That is a game-changing hit from Riley Murray, and Will Kay pounces to put the Storm back in the lead.
I have never, in my history of watching SRL, seen a shot like that off an offload. He turned around and that was brilliant. That is a grand final shot there. That is beautiful from our reigning champions.
Yeah, Riley Murray is a big hit archetype, and he's shown exactly why just there. Great work in defence. And I think that could be a turning point. The Knights were so determined in their defence, and they just keep turning them away. But sometimes you just can't help it. When a player wants to make an impact on the game, they find a way to do it. And just like that, Storm are up by 6 points here with only a couple of minutes to go to half-time. Not what the Newcastle Knights fans wanted to see. But the Melbourne Storm crowd, they're very happy at the moment.
Yeah, Amy Park here. I think we've got a full crowd here at Amy Park, so if you continue on, I'll look up the
Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football here. I'll look up the average seats for Amy Park because got a lot of Melbourne Storm fans here, and I'm struggling to find the bits of blue and red.
Yeah, as Riley Murray follows up that big hit with the hit up off the kickoff, no one able to find him and get him back. But now Caelan Kelly straight through a heart. That's what he was so good at for the Eels last season. He's continued it for the Storm. I think grew up being a Storm fan, so it made sense for him to be signed by the Storm when the Eels unfortunately folded, and it's their loss to the Storm's game. It's now Jack Jimmy hits a hole. He's going straight down. And he's brought down about 30 metres out from the line. It ends up with James Saw in the middle of the field. A few technical difficulties there, sorry, but we're back now. Corey Bell gets out of half. A little Jemison shuffle straight past Bo Sadler. And he's going to play it about 11 metres out from the line. It takes him out of the equation for the next play, but it doesn't matter. TBK takes the hit up instead, forgets the kick. A bit of a strategy so far from the Storm. They don't want any 7-tackle sets, so they just refuse to dribble it in goal.
Once again, like I said, it's just keep the Knights in their corner. Now that they have the lead, that could be a smart option, but I've actually found out we've got Kelly, that's brilliant. Beautiful stuff from here, but 35,000 Storm fans here to watching their team lead once again in a grand final rematch.
Yeah, and once again, the Newcastle Knights unable to complete coming out of trouble, and if the Storm are as good as we think they are this season, they're going to find a way to make them pay. With this set, you don't get too many gift wrap opportunities like this from the Newcastle Knights. And now it's Blake Harris going to Logan Guys. I thought for sure he was going to fall over, but really, really good defence there from Rusty Shackelford. Now James Thorne gets out half. He goes inside to Dom Ponkston. Dom Ponkston snuck through there. That is a try-saving intercept from the captain.
He's got to be the one to do it, right, Snicko? He's got to stand up and put his team on the pedestal that they started this game with, and they've kind of fell off it.
Yeah, Dustin Richards has been good as well, captain and vice-captain, leading from the front here as we just get towards half-time. I don't think we're going to see much more action this half, barring something extraordinary from the likes of Dom Ponkston or perhaps even Dave O'Noffley and Gary if they can get the ball out there. But I think this will be the last play here for the Knights. They just go very conservative down the sideline, and that'll be Melbourne Storm going into half-time, 12-6 leaders. Welcome back, SRL fans. We have a blockbuster on our hands at the moment. Monday Night Football really shaping up to the name in the grand final rematch where the Melbourne Storm currently lead both teams 12-6. Me and Corey Boyd are still here in the box. Corey had the chance to go down at halftime and visit both teams' sheds. What were the messages, Corey?
We'll start with the Knights. Ponston was a little disappointed in the defense to end that half after they he wanted the defense to back up a lot better at the end there, but they just couldn't get it done at the end of the half, and they leaked points with just the little mistakes. And Will K was pretty happy with how they ended. They ended with plenty of ferocity, and they were getting the intercepts they wanted. It's now going to just be the small things of how they're going to take this second half. But I'm back to you, Sticker.
Yeah, we just saw Riley Murray run on the field a little bit late there. He must have had a halftime toilet break, but it's good to see him back on the field as James Thorne takes a little scamper out of dummy half. Couldn't get very far, but good to test the markers. And a good set here from Melbourne Storm to start. TBK from inside the 40, but you got to think Knopfling goes down there and he takes it and he goes straight past Salman Afungai. His first involvement of the game coming off the bench. Unfortunately, not a good one, but big shoes to fill. Manu Fa'afili had a cracker first half. As now Kota Diab transitioning into that prop role after the break. As he has done all season, he's been really good there. Allows him to get Sadler into lock and Bachagalupi into the hook rollers. Now Nate Anderson takes a hit up, popping up out of that right second row position. Knights have found themselves in good field position here as Kota Diab takes another one, and Kota Diab straight through the line. Kota Diab, that's a professional foul. Put Corey Bell in the bin. Kota Diab was over the line, and Corey Bell has taken his head off. I am incensed. That is not allowed to happen.
Oh, the rules of the SRL. Well, it's not Will K on the field, so you don't expect in the referee or the bunker, so you don't expect many big referee calls to be made like that. But that's ugly for a player like a big name player in our game like Corey Bell to do.
Yeah, Kota Diab was in for all money. I'm shocked that wasn't a penalty try at least. As Nano, he might push over and make it. He's turned on his back. I thought he was going to make it all square anyway. I'm feeling for the Newcastle Knights fans at the moment. That is an ugly moment in our game and an ugly moment in this season for the SRL. But the game goes on as Butterfield goes out to Dustin Richards. He takes the hit up. They're going to have one tackle here to hopefully jag some points. The boot of Butterfield could come into play here. And that's where they go. He's hit off the ball instead, picked up by Logan Guys. Logan Guys is streaking away here, but he's caught eventually in a great tackle there. I thought he wouldn't have the speed, and he didn't. The poor second row primary just couldn't keep up with everyone else, but he gets the Storm off to a really good start for this set.
The speed from Will K. And at half-time, I actually went and looked into it, but according to stats here, the history between these two clubs, each time the Melbourne Storm have led at half-time, they've gone on to win the game.
Just between the Newcastle Knights and the Storm, you're saying?
Just between the Knights and the Storm.
Yeah, well, the Knights have never beaten the Storm, so that makes sense. As now Kay puts in a little grubber. Oh, fallen on by Kalen Kelly. I'm just not sure how he didn't score a try there. Kalen Kelly pulled up a meter from the line.
I'm honestly a little confused myself. It looks like he dived on it and then he was shot off the ball. So is that back-to-back illegal plays?
No, I didn't see a penalty there, so I think the Knights are all right. Sadler takes a hit up. It was good to see Will Kay get a little line break as well. He was a bit quiet in the first half in attack. But like we mentioned, when the big boys get tired, the little boys come out to play, and that's what Will Kay is doing right there. It's going to be up to Bo Sadler to try and match him. Matt Vaughan, really deep in the line there. The ball goes out to Mania. The Knights just getting in their own way a little bit there, and it's given the Storm great field position, and they're going to look to capitalise. First is Will Kay. He goes short ball, Phoenix Murphy. And Riley Murray hit off the ball there by Kota Diab. He gets one back on him after that first half try incident, but I think Riley Murray's still in the lead here over Kota Diab. Now Logan Guys takes it up. He pushes for the line. A little Musbet try there would have been perfect, but instead they go out to Kalen Kelly. He also pushes for the line. Kalen Kelly's going to get over here. Kalen Kelly scores. He's going to extend this lead out to 12 points. The Melbourne Storm, they've come out of halftime like they've been shot out of a cannon.
Hey, you expect it from these rookies. This all started off Mania, the rookie sensation for the Melbourne Storm, and now Kalen Kelly's going to get the points for him. But brilliant stuff here from the Storm and putting some more pressure on the Knights, and it's now the big question the Knights have got to answer of how do they get out of this situation of they're not really putting much pressure other than that last set where Diab almost scored. I haven't seen much from him in attack. The Melbourne Storm have just been flying around their defence at the moment.
Yeah, it's really hard for the Knights, of course. They had that great opportunity only a couple of minutes into the second half, and they would have gone level if not for some Corey Bell hijinks. And yeah, unfortunately, then the Storm went in the field and scored. And yeah, just really unfortunate way for him to start this half. But I have faith that they're going to be able to keep going in this game. They're at the top of the ladder for a reason, the Newcastle Knights, or thereabouts. And it's because in games like these, they find a way to come back. But they haven't versus the Storm yet this season. The Storm have been mighty strong as now Blake Harris gets us back underway with Kalen Kelly wrapped up there very well by Sadler. I think that's going to be really telling for both teams. If the Storm can get to a good kick, find some good field positioning, get a couple of line breaks, might be curtains for the Knights. Whereas if the Knights can sort of hold them down in their half and force a big kick return and get one of their back three into the action, maybe that's the way they can jumpstart this game. As now Blake Harris goes out to Corey Bell, and that's exactly what the Knights need. Corey Bell tackled on first impact, unable to make a line break, which is pretty unusual for him. As now Phoenix Murphy gets it, and he's almost through a hole. So a great set defensively from the Knights. I will have to see how this kick works out. We see Blake Harris standing there deep to the right, and that's where they go. He's going to go down to Nofala Gowie. So Nofala Gowie's had a lot of ball here so far, and Manaya Salmanafunga does a great job to wrap him up.
He sadly doesn't get many tackles like that, but good tackle under the legs and lifting him up just to put him down. But now Knights looking to roll back. Of this set probably needs to be with the. There's still plenty of time left in the game, but they need to start picking up the pace now.
Yeah, and that was great from Bachigalupi, a little offload after the dart from dummy half to Butterfield. I gave him some much needed meters. Now they go to Vaughan. He's real deep, perhaps too deep, and they play it just about where they were with a little bit more central field position. Now he goes out to Diab, and he's wrapped up in a great tackle there. So at the moment, both sides finishing their set, not even close to an attacking opportunity. There's going to have to be a game breaker soon here as Vaughan goes downfield. It's going to be Mav Oldfield. Can he be the game breaker? He's very dangerous on the kick return. But no, he's wrapped up in a great tackle there by Dominic Strumman and Denoli.
Good tackle there from good old Dominic. Old teammate of mine from the Firehawks, but currently the last thing the Knights need is an arm wrestle through the middle with the Melbourne Storm. The Melbourne Storm are going to win that every day of the week. And especially with the lead they have at the moment, it's going to be a hard task, but I think at the moment it's going to be Dong Ponkston to change the tide here. Maybe a break through the middle or out to the side.
Yeah, we haven't quite seen him get the ball that he deserves in this second half so far, perhaps just waiting for his moment. The Storm have been very, very good at just refusing to kick to him, and that's come off Riley Murray's shoulder, so there's not going to be a kick here. Perhaps this is where the field position battle can change as the yellow head gear goes down on the fifth tackle. They're going to play it 38 metres out from their own line. This is the best start to a set they've had in quite a long time. And there's Ponkston. His ball playing out to Vaughan. The little double play. First he stepped one, then he threw the ball out. Real good from Ponkston there as Vaughan plays it 49 metres out from his line. They go to Sadler, out to Nana, who crosses halfway, and he's going to drive forward for a couple of extra metres here. You mentioned the Knights aren't going to win this straight down the guts, but I think they got a forward pack that can really compete as Coda Diab goes out to Sadler, and that's what they've done so far this half. So far this set, just straight up the guts, and they've made pretty easy meters. Butterfield now goes out to Joey June, out to the speedmen out there. Another former eel that's found their way into this game. And with a good hit up here, they're going to be in position for a good attacking kick, and that's exactly what Coda Diab provides. He's going to play it 11 meters out. Where are the kicking options? We see Butterfield loop around to the right. He goes high. Joey June's going to be underneath. He's up against Jack Jimmy, and Jack Jimmy does very, very, very well there to take that catch.
Brilliant stuff. Joey June just couldn't get under it quick enough, but now the Melbourne Storm. Honestly, I think this is where they need to make a statement on the game with a big set.
Yeah, and
It blows up their face.
Yeah, Strumandinoli gives him a taste of their own medicine. This is what cruelled the Knights in the first half. There's too many turnovers. Oh, Rico Rashford sat down. Yeah, too many turnovers. Kalen Kelly, great tackle out. Now it's out to Strumandinoli, and he goes straight past one. Corey Bell thankfully doesn't hit the little man high. We've already seen that happen a couple of times. As now Bachigalupi goes short ball out to Matt Vaughan, punches. He stands in the tackle. Third tackle here from the Knights. Where can they go? They go to Sadler. Can he push forward? Bo Sadler, I think he can, but great work there from the vice captain and Corey Bell to turn him over. As we're going to just check the bunker just in case. We're ending up as a try, but you got to think he's turning his back, and he is there. So that's fourth tackle for the Newcastle Knights. They got a habit of scoring off these little dinky fourth tackle attempts that they take 10 metres out from the line. And they go out to Dustin Richards. He's not going to be able to push forward from there, but he's opened up the space now for a little kick. Butterfield's there again. and that's where they go. He puts in the kick. Dom Pongson's underneath this, and Dom Pongson takes it and puts it on the dot. Dom Pongson, you can't keep him out of the game. Terrific from the captain, and the Newcastle
Ooh.
Knights are going to go only 6 points down here.
So Corey Bell at the end there having a word with the referee. I'm not sure what that was about. I don't know what he's talking about. He was trying to contest the ball and but Melbourne Storm, they backed their defense in that last set and good pressure from Minaya. It's just the kick got to them at the end. And now the Knights back down to 6 points. It's going to be an interesting one to go into the final bit of this game. We're almost at the final stretch.
Yeah, 23 minutes to go. In a couple of minutes, all the prop subs are going to be coming back on. This is where the game is won and lost in the SRL. I think both sides are going to have a centre come on into the props to inject a little bit of speed. Maybe they'll cancel each other out. I'm not sure. But the Storm, they just let their grasp on this game slip a little bit with that turnover, leading directly 2 points. And of course, Dom Ponks, another grand final try scorer. So we're down to just the one to go for all the excited punters at home like me, as Bonsaka, who gets us underway once again. Are they going to go out the long ball? No, they just go the short ball to find Nanai again. He's wrapped up in a good tackle there, but he's still going to play it 25 metres out. A good place to start the set. Now they go to Sadler, and he's almost straight through a hole, but eventually brought down by his counterpart, Will Kay. They've had a battle this second half, and I think Will Kay's come out on top. Now it's Vaughan. He senses a little hole, pokes his head through, but Kalen Kelly falls on his back. Unable to go any further. Now Butterfield goes out to Dustin Richards. He had a huge first half. 3 line breaks and over 100 metres, and they're going to need to keep visiting him. As now Diab goes out to Nofalan Gowie. He gets close to the sideline, but turns back inside just in time. Not quite the metres to put in a good kick here. Maybe a ball, I'm not sure, but Corey Bell's out of place. That's really good for the kick return. Instead, Bo Sadler gets it, grubbers it, picks it up again. Wrestles forward 5 metres to end up only 15 metres out from the line, but unable to get a result there, the Newcastle Knights.
It is an interesting play here of, oh no, speaking of the Devil, I was just about to mention him, that the Knights are definitely targeting Minaya in this second half. They sense weakness on that side and they're taking every bit of advantage, and that's another. I think that was Dominic.
Tackle. Yeah, Dominic Stromandinoli coming across in cover just took off Riley Murray's head. Lucky the headgear's on there. Otherwise, we'd be sending him for a HIA, but I think he's gone off anyway with those substitutions. Perhaps he needs to look in the mirror and make sure his nose is still pointing the right way after that big hit. But just like the Storm did, the Knights have invited their opposition down into great field position. And these good teams don't take long to score. As far as Philly back on the field in the prop role, he's going to be hard to stop close to the line, but they get it done. Now he goes to Blake Harris. He goes short ball, Will Kay. Will Kay has a double. Will Kay didn't take more than 3 tackles to marshal his team, and he's found a great hole here to put this Melbourne Storm back up by 10 points.
It's brilliant stuff from the Storm, like you expect it from the captain himself. He was so good last year. It was last year that he went into the lock position for the first time, and he's 100%, as you said a lot earlier in the game, is that he's made that position his own and is probably one of the better locks in our game. And now for the 12-point lead, we have TBK. Hasn't missed one tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely serviceable, Will Kay, in that lock role since he switched there as TBK kicks it, swings it in right to left. An easy kick for TBK. He is a noted sharpshooter. I'm not sure he missed a conversion all last season. I think his first miss came this season. So he really knows how to put that ball between the posts. And it's going to be up to the Knights here to fight back and really make a mark on this game if they want to come away with any chance of points. Melbourne in Melbourne is a very scary prospect, especially when you're down by 12 points with only 20 minutes to go. But if there's a team that can do it, it's the Knights. They can pull points out of nowhere, it feels like, as Vaughan gets us underway. And maybe a big hit to change the ball over, maybe an intercept could make something happen here. Because at the moment, the Storm are just doing it too easy. A couple of line breaks last set led to the high tackle, which led to the try. And if they don't muscle up in defense, the Knights, we could have a repeat offense as Phoenix Murphy takes a hit up. He runs straight into 2 strong Newcastle Knights defenders. Now it goes out to Corey Bell. He's going to go straight past the first, as he does so consistently. Dom Pongson wraps him up on the 50-metre line, but that's the line break that the Newcastle Knights did not need. And Storm are just marching downfield. Now Phoenix Murphy, he's pumped in a tackle there. That's a good momentum stopper here for the Knights. Now they go out to Blake Harris. He goes outside, inside, and it's taken by Goku Simpson. Goku Simpson back on the field makes impact. We talk about needing an intercept, and he provided it here. He's going to give the Knights a chance to hopefully strike at the end of this set as Butterfield goes downfield, gets out to Joey June. TBK wraps him up in a great tackle, a little headgear on headgear action there. Normally you have to pay double for that kind of thing. As Butterfield goes out to Bo Sadler, he's wrapped up in a great tackle there. He's only got a couple of minutes before he goes off. He'll want to make an impact. And the Knights haven't been able to go anywhere this set. 3 tackles, not a whole lot of meters. Dom Ponkston, I thought I was going to say he'll fix that for them, but TBK wraps him up real well. And Storm have done a great job here just to keep the Knights contained and keep them away from field position as they go out to Noffel and Gowie, and he's going to run the ball out, I believe. He is. A great tackle from Jack Jimmy. And the Knights they've bungled that one.
The right-hand defense for the Melbourne Storm here, especially in TBK, those 2 big tackles on Joey June, then Dong Ponkston, probably saved the day for the Melbourne Storm there.
Yeah, definitely. And now they're going to have a chance to once again work their way out of trouble. And they just seem to do it so easily. Find the line break out of nothing. And it's Will Kane, that instance who does it, plays it right on the TVC, our favourite sponsor's logo. Corey Bell takes it. He's going to fall over on the 40-metre line. But second tackle, it's a great place to be. Now James Thorne goes out to Phoenix Murphy. He can't find a line break. He was dynamite last season for the Eels. Yet to sort of reach those heights for the Storm, but we trust that it's going to happen soon. As now Corey Bell gets it. He's straight past one. Breaks to tackle Corey Bell before Butterfield wrestles him to the ground about 35 metres out from the Knights line. Now they go to TBK. I don't think that ball was meant for him. And he was a bit flat-footed, so he ends up catching it and being tackled in almost the same metre of grass. Now Thorne goes to Logan Guys. He punches through a hole. Not a bad finish to the set for the Storm. If you're going to not go for the kick, a line break's a good way to finish.
Indeed, Logan Guys I've seen a couple plays from him like that, especially from the Storm. They're not the best at catching it for some reason on that 5th tackle. But the team's been good to... Oh, Christie, that's a scary way to catch the ball, especially in this time of need.
Yeah, Christie back on the field.
Joey June.
Alex Christie back on the field makes an impact, and Joey June follows it up. That's what the Knights need here at the moment. They want to come home with a wet sail, and they turn it back inside to Goku Simpson. And just a little settler there. On the 4th tackle, where are the Knights going to go? They spin it out to the right. Butterfield goes a little turn it inside to Anderson. He's brought down the great tackle there by the Storm. He just hasn't been able to find a whole lot of meters here today, Anderson. They've had him marked pretty well. As now, Butterfield gets it, and he's going to punt down to Jack Jimmy. He's had a few kick returns. What can he do this time? Straight past Joey June. Oh, he almost turned Ponkston inside out, but Butterfield was there to save the day.
Mate, it was... I don't have much to say about that set. Pretty average from the Knights. They got down to the 40 once again and just couldn't capitalize on it. Manai's going to make a break.
Yeah, nice little set saver there from Manai. Just got the Storm moving forward. And they'll have another 2 tackles here to seize that momentum. Logan Guys almost through a hole. Brought down a good tackle there by Batchagalupi. About 39 metres out from the line. Now TBK spreads it wide to Salman Afangai. Dustin Richards wraps him up pretty comfortably and just a little bit too far out for an attacking kick here, the Storm. So they're going to have to man mark well on this kick defence. It's TBK. He puts in the bomb very much across field. Straman Denoli is the one that ends up fielding it. And he's brought down a good tackle there from far Philly. So it's going to be up to the Knights now. 10 minutes to go in this game to really make something happen. Alex Christie, could he get a double and make something happen for this Knights team? They're a bit far out for the crash over play at the moment. So instead they go out to Butterfield. Dustin Richards gets it. He's running straight up Manai. Jack Jimmy comes in to help him out. And they've stopped pumping that short side. So obviously at halftime, the Storm have made a bit of an impact. There's now Christie. I'm surprised Corey Bell didn't take him high here. It's been a bit of an MO this game. As soon as there's a break, just stop the play with a high tackle. But now Corey Bell's out of position. Dustin Richards takes the 4th hit up for the Knights. Could be another Dom Ponkston catch here, another big bomb. As they go to Butterfield, and he goes high. Where is Dom Ponkston? He's running through. Corey Bell's in his own end goal. Yeah, just half a metre too deep there from the Newcastle Knights.
It's a little too deep. It's the little things the Knights are doing wrong at the moment. It's gonna bite them in the back if they can't get on the roll now, because with 9 minutes to go, they've really got to start putting on the pump towards this Melbourne Storm defence. Yeah,
Storm are just really managing this game home well at the moment, just not making many mistakes, making sure they're making a couple of meters every single run, just to ensure that the Knights don't have sustained attacking opportunities to come back into this deficit, because it's almost panic stations here for the Knights. They need more than a point a minute, which is always Not a mark you want to be at this point in the game. As Philly plays it, goes out to Phoenix Murphy. Anderson gets him, offload, just to draw more tackles into the tackle. And it's going to be up to the Storm, just as they have done for most of the second half, just punt downfield, a good kick chase. It's going to be Miko Rashford, I believe. We haven't seen him with too many kick returns. And he's unable to get anything going there here. And this is what the Storm have done pretty well all game. Just not big line breaks. They haven't really, apart from that one little intercept to Stremendinelli, they haven't really invited the Knights into their own half. There's been a lot of ball play in the Storm half as Richards gets an offload. And so it just means that the big strike weapons that the Knights haven't been able to fire here today is Christie. He gets another bump up. He's had a really good game so far, Alex Christie. He's the one that's been able to find the line breaks at the moment. In a pack with Coda Diab and John Nanai. It's rare. A little show and go there from Butterfield. It's rare for a rookie forward. Well, he's not a rookie anymore, but a young forward like Christie to really stand up like he has. As Vaughan goes high. Unfortunately, this is going to be a bit shallow. Salman Fungi underneath it, ends up with it.
You don't see Mania catch many balls like that because I'm pretty sure he's in the same situation as me, where he's got a horrible contest collect stat and catching it there, that could mean everything to the Storm at the moment with 5 to go. If they can keep the ball now, they could maybe finish it off here. Oh no, that's a good tackle. I think the Knights are still in the game.
Yeah, with 5 minutes to go, I'm not sure they're even going to get. I'm not sure they're even going to get the chance to score 2 tries if they score the first one. So at the moment here, the Knights, they're just playing to finish this game with a bit of momentum. He goes down to Blake Harris, a nice little punt kick down to Ponkston. What can he do? He beats one. Oh, he gets past Corey Bell with the ankle tap, but Blake Harris follows his own kick very, very well there to save a try. And now it's Tremendinelli. He goes inside to Matt Vaughan. I tell you what, I would love a little Corey Bell try for my Muzz bet. I don't like losing money, but unfortunately I might be doing that here today. Nanai ball plays out to Anderson. He's driven backwards in a great tackle here. This Storm team are just unrelenting at the moment. Just haven't been able to find a hole in them almost this whole first half. And Nanai, you don't see that too often. Just absolutely monstered in the tackle. Could it be a 40-20? Looks like it might be. And it's an attempt from Vaughan, but it doesn't have the legs on it. It's going to sit up on the 30-meter line. And Corey Bell picks it up. He goes past one. Corey Bell unable to turn Ponkston inside out. And that could be curtains for the Knights' hopes tonight.
Now let's just see how the Storm want to... Oh no, here's Mania. That's a good run from him.
Yeah, Salman Afangai just giving the Storm one more chance at field position. They could turn this into points as Wilmot goes past one and gets the offload away to Remy. 2 minutes to go in this game. This will be their last real good attacking chance, I believe, as Bonskar who gets it. And he goes straight through a hole. A little dummy as well there, I believe. Joey June just turns sideways for a moment. Now Wilmot goes out to Logan Guys. Can he push over from there? Probably not. He's a little bit far out. Where's Corey Bell? He's a try-scoring danger at the moment. You see him lining up to the right. They go to Blake Harris. Can Blake Harris push over? He can. Blake Harris gets over. Another grand final try scorer. Muzbet 3 has hit.
It's beautiful to see. Nail in the coffin for the Knights once again, back to back. That's got to be disappointing towards them. Just their spirits against the Storm.
Yeah, pushes it out. It'll be an 18-point lead here with TBK slotting it over. Unfortunately, Dustin Richards unable to score there. And it just means that what looked like it would be a close game coming into half-time, the Knights were able to really front up in that first half, but Storm were able to just run away with it a little bit as this game is going on. With a minute to go, we're not going to see a whole lot of action after the kick, maybe 1 or 2. TBK slots that straight over the black dot as he's done so far this season. And 30 points against the Knights, that's a pretty good feat from the Storm. They're a good defensive team, the Knights. And Storm have just found ways pretty much all night to just cut through them when they needed to.
But now with 30 seconds left to go, what's the odds of one more try coming in 30 seconds?
Nil.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I think we'll see 2 hit-ups at best as Vaughan gets us underway. It's going to be Harris going to far Philly. He's wrapped up in the tackle. He might even not have time to play the ball here, far Philly. He does. One last set here, and you got to think they'll just go to set like they do. The hoodoo goes in the background. Phoenix Murphy plays it, and Melbourne Storm are going to run out well-deserved winners here. 30 points to 12 at Amy Park.
Brilliant stuff here from the Melbourne Storm tonight. The only thing that I have to say about this game of Knights, you had to play the 80-minute game and you just couldn't get out there and get it done. Because now, if we go into stats, James
Yeah,
Thorne getting
five
man of the match, well
tries.
deserves.
Yeah, not quite the man of the match. Of course, we'll look at SMVP points later on. That's just the hooker with the run meters, as always. 5 tries to 2 here for the Melbourne Storm. Possession, if we look at completions, it was about that distance at half time as well. So Storm just able to keep going. 10 errors from the Knights is never fun to read. Missed tackles also not great for the Knights. Line breaks, not too much of a disparity as we flick over to some individual stats. Corey Bell, a monster 285 metres, unable to get the try to cap it off, but that is a lot of running metres for a fullback. 9 line breaks to go with it. James Thorne, 28 tackles with none missed, and Will Kay, 27 tackles with none missed. They're just stalwarts through the middle, and that's a big reason as to how come the Knights couldn't really push forward. Jack Jimmy as well, 130 metres with 4 line breaks. Pretty crash hot from him. If you look at Mav Oldfield, the other winger, he just couldn't touch the ball apparently. I think there's 24 metres as opposed to Jack Jimmy's 130. As we flick over to the Knights quickly. Wait, sorry, can we just go back to Storm for 1 second? Yeah, Ryan Wilmot, 20 tackles in 40 minutes, in 36 minutes. So that's a big work rate from Ryan Wilmot. I didn't realize he made that many tackles and none missed as well with a tackle break. That's very good in 35 minutes from Ryan as we flick over to the Knights once again. And Dustin Richards, he was up at about 130 at half time. So only 175 run meters showed that Logan Guys with that halftime switch really shut him down. 18 tackles, but 5 missed. Corey Bell ran at him a couple of times tonight. Butterfield had huge kick meters, 245, along with 2 try assists. And that just shows how much this Knights team had to punt out of pressure. Butterfield, the main culprit. Knopfler and Gowie, 130 meters. And Dom Ponkston, only 72 meters. That is not something you see
Ooh.
every day. He did nab the try as well, which sort of pretties up his figures a little bit. But the ball just wouldn't fall to him. Often they kicked to Knopfler and Gowie. You can see the winger had 9 runs as opposed to Dom's 10, which is a crazy stat, really. Knopfler and Gowie, the ball magnet at the moment. And Sadler had 28 tackles, which is good, but also missed 5. And if you compare that to James Thorne or Will Kay, you can just see why the Newcastle Knights leaked so many points here. Anything from you, Corey?
Not much. Melbourne Storm played wonderful footy here at home as always, and it's a good turnaround from last week.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so that's all we have time for tonight on Monday Night Football. Hopefully everyone's happy with the results tonight. I know I am as we flick across to tomorrow night's game where we have some blockbusters lined up. We'll see you all then.